Good evening, baseball fans. There's Robbie Wartburg, first in the ballpark. Good evening, baseball fans, and we continue the Howie Shanks Bingo Baseball League. Steve Tate doing some games today. I think MV did some earlier, so I'm going to do one at least from Howie Shanks. But looking at our standings right now, so the Hawaii Volcanoes in first place, 8 wins, 3 losses, a full game in front of Detroit. We'll be seeing Detroit tonight. Detroit is 6-3. Jersey in third place, 6-4, 1.5 back, and then Cleveland and Manchester 6-5, a game above 500. They're 2 games back. North Sound at 5-5, 2.5 out. Des Moines Badlands 4-6, 3.5 out. Mudville 4-7, 4 out, and Arlington 3-8 and 5 out. So we're going to look at just a couple recent games, sort of headlines or whatever. Let's look at headlines. What do we have for headlines here? Because those are always fun to do. Let me see. So for the games for the 21st, anyhow. So Arlington over the Badlands, 15-6. That was a killer. Rogers Hornsby, 3 hits in that game. So we'll take a quick look at the box score on that one. Lou Gehrig for the Badlands went 1 for 5 with a home run, but there he is. Rogers Hornsby going 3 for 4 with 3 dingers, so or with 3 RBIs, I should say. So Hornsby getting the MVP of that game. So Arlington taking care of Badlands 15-6. So a big win on that one. Lon Warnicki gets the win. He goes to 2-1, and Ron Guidry takes the loss and falls to 1-1. What else do we have here going on? So, late inning rally, defeating Mudville 7-6. So Mudville's pitching, not the best. It can be a lot of power on that team, but certainly not the pitching. But it's quite all right. It's quite all right. All right, let's go to upcoming games and let's get to the ballpark. Whoops, wrong play button there. There we are. All right, 4 people in the ballpark. Thanks for showing up. So Cleveland at 6-5 will play Detroit 6-3. So 2 marquee teams. We'll probably auto out Des Moines and Arlington. In fact, yeah, we'll do that after this game. All right. So yeah, I'm tired, Robbie. You know, I work a very grueling schedule, but still. Always got to make time for baseball. By the way, just a reminder in the channel, probably will be a daytime game tomorrow or 2. Not necessarily Howie Shanks, at least one Shanks league, but you know, I've got to sort of do other things as well. Other baseball that I want. Really looking forward to Super Mega Baseball 4 coming out in a couple weeks. That'll be fun. I want to do some MLB The Show on the channel quite soon. Really loving the all-time greats league in Out of the Park Baseball, plus the 1971 World Series. So there will be no baseball tomorrow night, nor will there be baseball Saturday night. Well, probably not Saturday night, but definitely not tomorrow night, as I have to work till 11 p.m. and then be at work at 9:30 the next morning. All right, let's get to the ballpark where Cleveland will take on Detroit. So Detroit in second place, and Cleveland in 4th. So both of these teams, no one out of it at all. Even Arlington at 3-8, just 5 games out early in the season. Nobody running away with it yet. All right, let's go. All right. So let me see. They're setting a righty up there. And I guess this is first versus right. And let's see, computer lineup. There we go, Mike Scott. All right, let's get to the ballpark. Welcome to Tiger Stadium for tonight's game between Cleveland and Detroit. Doc McJames gets the start for Cleveland. I have no idea who that is, so I'm learning about a new player tonight. He's one start in the year, and he's 1-0 with a record of 4, or an ERA of 4.00. This will be his first start against the Detroit Coyotes. He'll be opposed by Mike Scott for the Coyotes. 2 starts in the year, and he's 1-0 with an ERA of 4.15. And this will be his first start against Cleveland. It is 52 degrees. Winds are calm, and doesn't seem to be a cloud in the sky here in Detroit. Let's play ball.
Play ball!
All right, starting defense for the Detroit Coyotes from left to right in the outfield. Barry Bonds, Joe DiMaggio, Brian Harper. Around the horn from first to third. Mark McGuire at first. Fred Dunlap at second. Dave Concepcion at short. Felton Snow at third. Johnny Bench catching. And Mike Scott will be pitching. Leading off here, and I had to change Cleveland's colors just on my game because I just couldn't read it. So what matters is seeing the players. Robin Yount leads it off. Shortstop hitting 280, 2 home runs, and 5 runs batted in for him. So we are about to get underway here. Let the computer do its thing, and then we'll see the 1-0 pitch from Mike Scott, acquired from the Houston Astros. Excellent pitcher, Mike Scott. Yount swings, fly ball, high fly ball. This one high, this one deep, and this one off the facade on the second deck. And Robin Yount comes out blasting. 397-foot homer, touch 'em all, Robin Yount. And the Cleveland Wild Things tally one here in the top of the first. Catcher Joe Mauer. Mauer hitting 158. He has a home run, 3 runs batted in. Mauer digs in on the left-hand side. Mike Scott with the signs from Johnny Bench. The 3-1 to Mauer. And Mauer sends this one high to right. Harper, though barely having to move, had him played perfectly. So 1 away here for Albert Bell. Albert Bell having a torrid start to the season. 458 average, 3 homers, 9 runs batted in for the happiest man in baseball as Mike Scott sets and delivers. 2-2 fastball, fly ball down the right field line, deep, and Harper against the wall making the catch. Great play by Bryce Harper in right for the Detroit Coyotes. So 2 away for Big Ted Kluszewski. Kluszewski hitting 200 with just a home run, 3 runs batted in. Expect to see Kluszewski to heat up as the season goes along. Acquired for the Cincinnati Reds last season, hit 49 home runs, 141 runs batted in. Against maybe competition not quite so stiff, certainly. Mike Scott wheels and deals the 0-2 curveball. Kluszewski swings line to center. Joltin' Joe dives and makes the pick off the tall blade of grass for out number 3. But 1 run on 1 hit. It was the leadoff homer by Robin Yount, and it's the Wild Things 1 and the Coyotes coming to bat. Let's look at the defense now for the Wild Things, the Cleveland Wild Things. In left field, Albert Bell. In center, the Say Kid, Willie Mays. In right, Negro League star Heavy Johnson from first to third. At first base, Ted Kluszewski. At the Keystone sack, Jackie Robinson. At short, Robin Yount. At third, Ken Boyer. Catching, Joe Mauer. And pitching, Doc McJames. So this is a pitcher will be, looks like he's got a lot of endurance here. So we'll see how that works as I learn about a player I'd never heard about before. Shoeless Joe Jackson will lead it off here. Jackson hitting 395 in the season with 2 runs batted in, or 2 home runs and 7 batted in for him. McJames deals to Shoeless Joe. 1-1 spitball. Jackson 2-hopper to Yount at short. Yount with a strong peg, and they get Jackson by a step. So 1 up, 1 down for Detroit second baseman Fred Dunlap. For Fred Dunlap, a 357 average, 2 homers, 3 ribbies. Barry Bonds waits on deck as Doc McJames fires it in. The 2-1 fastball. Dunlap sends this base hit to center field under the webbing of Jackie Robinson's glove. Dunlap aboard, and Dunlap with the first base hit here for Detroit. Barry Bonds now. 394, a home run, 5 ribbies for him. McJames into his motion, and the 2-0. And this fastball getting away from Joe Mauer. This one's a wild pitch. Mauer going all the way to the backstop, and Fred Dunlap now in scoring position. So Detroit threatening to tie it up here. The 3-0 delivery to Barry Bonds. Base hit center field. To say, hey kid, up with it. They're waving Dunlap around. He will score. Barry Bonds with the RBI single, and this game is tied 1-1 as cousin Ken Castro comes in. Good to see you, cousin. All right, here is Mark McGwire now. Bonds at first, and Bonds not the same speed that he had with Pittsburgh. I guess when you start taking all those, you start looking more like a gorilla than a greyhound, that's going to happen. So McGwire hitting 229, 5 dingers, 13 ribbies. Barry Bonds leads off first. McJames checks the runner, the 3-1 to Mark McGwire coming home. Fastball, and this one low and inside. Good eye up there by Mark McGwire. 2 on now for Detroit, 1 down. Bonds at second, McGwire at first for Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper hitting 250, 2 home runs, 7 runs batted in. McJames deals to Harper, the 3-0. And McJames walks him loaded. So McJames missing this time high and away. And it brings up the dangerous Joe DiMaggio. DiMaggio has yet to homer in this season, but a 323 average for him, baseball fans, with 4 runs batted in. Barry Bonds at third, Mark McGwire at second, Bryce Harper at first. McJames pitching from the stretch, and the count even on Joe DiMaggio. Spitball bounce to second. Robinson will go to Yount, but the hard slide by Harper will break up the double play, and in to score is Barry Bonds. And the Detroit Coyotes jump out to a 2-1 lead here in the first. And there's Mr. Wrestling saying hi to me into the chat. Welcome in, my friend. I haven't forgotten about the tutorial on Dombrov. I'm just going to have to do that sometime over the weekend, Sunday or Monday. So I do beg your indulgence. Unfortunately, can't pay the bills from this channel. So got to go out and hold a real job and create art and the stuff that I do for an online print-on-demand shop that I want to do. So I will get to it, though. I definitely promise. All right, runners at the corners. 2-away, DiMaggio at first. McGwire at third for Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench with 4 home runs, 10 ribbies in this season. Acquired from the Cincinnati Reds. Bench hitting 265. McJames again from the stretch. Bench swings in this fastball, first pitch, and bounding ball to Ken Boyer at the hot corner, on to Kluszewski at first to retire Bench in the side. But 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. We played 1 here in Detroit, and it's the Coyotes 2, the Wild Things 1. So Heavy Johnson and Jackie Robinson and Willie Mays, the 5, 6, 7 hitters for the Cleveland Wild Things. Heavy Johnson hitting 250, 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in. You see a lot more of Heavy Johnson later in the year when we get to the Negro Leagues. Unfortunately, because of other projects and part of the Howie Shanks League, we were not able to do the Negro League All-Star Game in February. But that's okay. It's going to be great when we get there. I wanted to do that for Black History Month, but Steve doing such amazing work, we didn't want to rush him on the Negro League files. All right. So Heavy Johnson to face Mike Scott here. Scott has neither walked nor struck out a batter. And the righty deals to Heavy Johnson, the 1-2 fastball. Johnson scorches this one to left in the corner. Johnson's going for 2. Barry Bonds chasing it out there in left field, playing the carom. And they're going to hold up the stop sign. So Heavy Johnson in scoring position. And the Wild Things threatening here in the top of the second for Jackie Robinson. 2 ribbies, hitting 214. Mike Scott deals the 2-0 pitch. Change up to Jackie. Long fly ball to right. Bryce Harper back against the wall, has it. Heavy Johnson tagging Harper with a strong throw from right field. The tag by third baseman Felton Snow, and Bryce Harper getting the outfield assist, gunning down Heavy Johnson. So Willie Mays, instead of batting with a runner in scoring position, is now batting with the bases empty. The Say Hey Kid hitting 302, 3 home runs, 8 ribbies for him. Looking forward to a book that I ordered. It's supposed to arrive Monday called Now Taking the Field. Checked out Kurt Berglund's channel, and he said it's a superb book. So looking at that for a possible Out of the Park 24 project. All right, Mike Scott deals now the 2-2 pitch. Willie Mays swings. This one a long, towering fly ball to right back. Bonds looks up, and this one is gone, gone, gone. And with 2 outs, Willie Mays has just tied this game. It's 2-2. So each team's lead has only lasted into the next half inning. So 2-2. That blast by Willie Mays going 345 feet, and that is his 4th trip downtown this season. And here's the hot corner man for the Wild Things, Ken Boyer. Ken Boyer hitting just 143 with 2 ribbies. Mike Scott with a 2-1 delivery. The fastball swung on. Routine should be for Joe DiMaggio, covering some territory out there in center field, and makes a fine catch, but 1 run. The Willie Mays home run, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the second here at Detroit. The Wild Things 2, the Coyotes 2. Ken Castro says, Cousin, not right now, but would I consider making the opening lineup for the franchise Bucks in their series with the Phillies? Yeah, definitely, Cousin. I would, yes, won't start for a few days. I'd be honored to, Cousin. Absolutely honored that you would ask me to do that. I'll have a look at that file, and I could put that in the Discord if you'd like. Wow, I'm like blown away, like seriously honored. Yes, 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 and yes. Wow, man. Ken Castro, heart and soul of this channel, and I mean we have so many baseball historians here, but Ken's not only his historical knowledge, but the way Ken's writing is just second to none. And I hope someday Ken will write a great baseball book on the 19th century, because we need one. All right. So Felton Snow leading it off here now. Snow hitting 219, 1 home run, 2 runs batted in. Defensively, of course, the big story thus far, Heavy Johnson with that big outfield assist. Or Heavy Johnson, I'm sorry, nailed Bryce Harper, nailing Heavy Johnson. So that's been the big story defensively in this game. And home runs thus far, too. McJames deals full count to Felton Snow. Snow lays off and draws the walk. So Felton Snow aboard, and not exactly a speedster. Here comes Dave Concepcion. Concepcion hitting 152 with 2 runs batted. McJames deals the 0-1 to Concepcion. Snow not going. Fly ball to right. Johnson looks up and looks the ball into the glove. So 1 away as Felton Snow gets back to first in time. And we're back at the top of the order now for the Coyotes and shoeless Joe Jackson. He grounded out to Yount at short. Yount actually opening the ball game with a home run, giving a Wild Things a very brief 1-0 lead. Mr. Wrestling asking, quick side question, is it difficult to get the cards on top of the defensive player rectangles? No, it's very easy. I just prefer not to do it like that. It's a matter of aesthetics for me. Again, Steve did a beautiful job on these cards. For me personally, and everybody else is cool with it, I don't play Action PC that way. In fact, I think I'm also the only person who plays Action PC, having the pitcher up here and the batter down here. This is something that works for me. I find the talking heads, which is what I call them, out there a little bit distracting. That's why I'll just occasionally mouse over and show you guys the pictures. So, no, super easy. It's 1 box you have to check. Unfortunately, you're welcome so very much. Unfortunately, it's not something I can do in game. That would be nice if. At least I don't think there is. I don't think there is. There might be. Oh yeah, fielder labels. So there you go. So you can do it. There's more options. If we go to more options, we can go to player display. So right here, there, if you're watching, it's play. You do player photo plus name, player photo. So we'll do player photo plus name just for now. But see what happens with my game, the way I have it set, is that just does this, and that's one of the other reasons. I know I can fix that, but I just kind of prefer it the way I do it. And again, no knock on Steve's work. This is brilliant. It's just brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Now I gotta fix it. Oh my God, where is it? So I just looked at it, and now it's all gone. Oh yeah, there it goes. So playing field, label at left, and click play, and everybody's back. There we are. And there is a good picture there of Dr. James. Rather, looks more like an Old West card mechanic, which is what a card sheet is actually called, than a pitcher, doesn't he? Very dapper man there. All right, Shoeless Joe, here we go, batting with one down. The 1-1 for McJames. Change up, and this one hits Shoeless Joe, and I'm sorry, bases weren't empty. Felton Snow goes to second. Big boos going up around here. That little change up just grazing Jackson. So here's Fred Dunlap. He is 1 for 1. Singled up the middle. McJames winds and fires the 0-2 to Dunlap. Fastball. Dunlap swings, fly ball. Mays coming in about 27 paces and makes the catch. So 2 away for Barry Bonds. And interestingly enough, Bobby Bonds not making it in either Howie Shanks league. So Bobby Bonds gets forgotten. Quite a fine player, Hall of Very good. So Barry with an RBI single scoring Fred Dunlap back in the first, tying the game at 1-1 at that point. McJames delivers to Barry Bonds. Fastball chopped on to first. Klazewski would take this to the bag unassisted. And Detroit is turned away. No runs, no hits, no errors. And they strand a pair. 2 gone here. And it's 2-2. Thurman Munson will lead it off here for the Wild Things. Then Robin Yount and Joe Mauer. Thurman Munson, what could have been a 244 average, 3 runs batted in for the great catcher. Assuming DH duties tonight with Joe Mauer catching. Makes sense. Mike Scott with the 0-2 fastball. Munson chopping ground ball to Concepcion. Plays it textbook onto Mark McGuire for the 6-3 putout. 1 up, 1 down, and we're back to Robin Yount. Solo blast, 379 feet. This one hitting off the facade over here at Tiger Stadium. So almost an upper deck shot. Mike Scott delivers. Here's the 0-1 curveball. Yount fouls this one into foul territory on the left-hand side. Felton Snow will run out of room near the dugout. Scott ready to deal now, the 0-2 after getting the sign from Johnny Bench. And as time moves ahead, Robin Yount draws the walk. So Mike Scott with his first free pass of the game. Yount aboard for Joe Mauer, who is 0 for 1. Mauer fly to right in the first. Robin Yount with 14 steals last season has 2 thus far this season. Mike Scott checks the runner. Count full on Joe Mauer. Fly ball down the left field line. Barry Bonds has it right at the foul line. Yount fading to second but gets back to first. So 2 quick outs here for the Wild Things, and Albert Bell fly down the right field line. Toes the rubber is Mike Scott, the 1-2, and Albert Bell swing and a miss. Nice pitch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. We are knotted at 2. Mark McGuire, Bryce Harper, and Joe DiMaggio due up for the Detroit Coyotes as Clinton Parks comes in talking about something about hockey. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it, Mr. Wrestling. No, it's just a very, very simple one click of the mouse, and you've got all the players on the field if you want them. I just don't like I've never liked that look ever, ever, ever. Even as beautiful as Steve's cards are, I just don't like the way that looks. It looks like a very bad acid trip to me. All right. Anyhow, so here's Mark McGuire. McGuire walked. He'll be leading it off here for Detroit. McJames with the 0-2 to McGuire. Fastball. And this one is a swing and a miss. Or no, diving stop. I was saying diving stop. Let's see what happened here. We had a little bit of glitch. And I guess we're going to have to look at that because I'm not quite sure what happened on that play. Which pitch, hard ground ball up the middle, just didn't show it. So great stop by Robinson, flips on the out, and the out throws to first. Safe. So now we know. Okay. The chalkboard in Action PC is still a work in progress, but gets better and better every year. All right, Bryce Harper in the box. McJames deals, and McJames misses again. This is 4-3 pass issued by Doc McJames, and again, the home manager is not here, so I am not going to make any changes unless this guy's arm is falling off and he's getting shelled. Right now, 2-2 ball game. McGuire at second, Harper at first for Joe DiMaggio. We want him on our side. Was that old song from the 1940s about Joe DiMaggio? DiMaggio was upset at the end of his 56-game hitting streak. Apparently, the Heinz Company of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, was prepared to pay him quite a handsome amount had he reached number 57. Of course, after that, I think it was another 22-game hitting streak that started the day after. It ended against Smith and Bagby in Cleveland in 1941. McJames deals to Joe, the 3-0. DiMaggio lays off. McJames in a lot of trouble here now. Bases loaded, nobody out. McGuire at third, Harper at second, DiMaggio at first, and it gets no easier with Johnny Bench. There's no place to put Bench, and if McJames ever made a pitch that made it count, it's got to be right here and right now. Johnny Bench, nothing for one. Grounded to third. So Detroit could concede the run to try to turn two here. This is a mess, to say the least. The 1-2 to Bench. Curveball. Bench chops this one to first. Kluszewski to Yount, but they're not going to turn it. Bench aboard. On the fielder's choice, a run comes in. Mark McGuire scoring. It's now 3-2 Coyotes. Here we go. Bench at first, Harper at third, one away. Felton Snow, the third baseman, walked in the second. So 5 walks for Doc McJames as he deals the 0-2 delivery. Fastball to Snow. Chopping ground ball. Yount will go to Robinson. Robinson on the pivot to Kluszewski. Now they get the inning-ending double play. But all of that being said, Detroit picks up another run. We go to the top of the fourth. It's the Coyotes 3, the Wild Things 2. Ted Kluszewski, Heavy Johnson, and Jackie Robinson. Big Clue, nothing for one. Line to center back in the first. Mike Scott with a 3-1. Kluszewski, this one, a ball 4 low, and Kluszewski walks. So a free pass by Mike Scott, and that's his second. Only has 1 strikeout. Goodbye, New Jersey. Thanks for playing, says Ken Castro. Mr. Wrestling, he says, I find the baseball hitting streak odd that it's such a revered record. We don't really care about home run streaks, and he mentions other. So, I will respectfully and respectfully disagree, Mr. Wrestling, too, and here's why. So the hardest thing to do in professional sports is to hit a pitched baseball, right? The physics, everything like that, right? You're talking about a game where it's a team sport where you have individual confrontation, pitcher versus batter. Nobody can bat for you. So in F-ball, for instance, you've got a whole bunch of dudes blocking for you. In those other lesser sports, you can go to your best player. That the TD streak that you're talking about has as much to do with the person receiving as the QB. But in baseball, when you're talking about a hitting streak as opposed to a home run streak, you're one man out there trying to hit a ball safely against 9 guys trying to stop you. So, and there must be something to it because DiMaggio's hitting streak, the closest anyone's ever come was Pete Rose, who tied Wee Willie Keeler's record of 44. So, and we look at all the other streaks and sports, whatever it is, there's something very, very special about the Joe DiMaggio 56-game hitting streaks. Maybe other baseball fans would disagree with that, and that's all well and good. But I think because, and I have always held that of the 4-team sports in this country, baseball is the most difficult. Again, I mean, how many times have we seen it? The best hitters fail 70% of the time. And so for Joe DiMaggio to hit safely in 56 consecutive games, I think makes it a record that is and in other sports it's kind of meaningless because DiMaggio did it himself. Nobody did it for him. He didn't have a wide receiver. He didn't have somebody he could, pass the ball to or shoot the puck to or whatever. That's just my opinion as a baseball fan and as a baseball student of this game. And again, so I respectfully disagree. Not saying you're wrong, I just disagree with that. Heavy Johnson, 1-for-1. Kluszewski at first. Scott deals. Heavy Johnson gets the bunt down. Bench pouncing on it like Robbie Wartburg at a Thai restaurant, which Robbie's probably never eaten Thai food, but we'll pretend. Kluszewski moves to second on the sacrifice, and here's Jackie Robinson. They are awesome when they happen, and I do get it. What you're saying, I'm not saying that you're wrong or you got to go back and read a book. No. Just giving you my reasoning on it. And Aaron Reed in the ballpark. I know you know your baseball, buddy. Everybody in here does, which is why I'm so privileged to have the small amount of people that I have in here. They're all good, all of you. Mike Scott deals to Jackie, the 1-1. Robinson swings. Fly ball to shallow right. Bryce Harper covering a lot of real estate there from the right pasture. For out number 2, Kluszewski will remain at second. 2 away, and we know what the Say Hey Kid did. Big solo homer down the left field line. This one going 345 feet. Not as long as Robin Yount's, but still counts for just as much. Should Mike Scott get Willie Mays out, this will be the first time a team has held the lead past a half inning. Scott delivers the 3-1 to Mays. Fastball, long fly ball. This one in foul territory. Bonds tries to get to the railing, tries to catch it at the railing, but this one gets about 3 rows back. So count full on Barry Bonds. 2 down. Kluszewski in scoring position at second. Mike Scott fires it in. Curveball, and Mays gets good contact on this. This one back, and this one gone. Willie Mays homers for the second time in the game. A 2-run shot, scoring Ted Kluszewski and himself, and it's 4-3. So here we go. Now the lead goes back to the Wild Things. So no team holding a lead for more than a half inning. Wow. Willie hit that one 355 feet. He's seeing Mike Scott very well, to say the least. Ken Boyer, nothing for one. That's the 4th hit, by the way, for the Wild Things. What a beautiful, beautiful day for baseball here in Cleveland. Mike Scott deals the 1-2, and Ken Boyer takes a call, strike 3, a little knee buckler, but 2 runs on 1 hit. The Willie Mays 2-run shot. no errors. We go to the bottom of the fourth. The Wild Things 4, the Coyotes 3. We might want to begin to ask ourselves, like, how will each team score each inning? We've only had one inning up there with a 0, and that's the top of the third for Cleveland. So, all right, Dave Concepcion will lead it off, and then back at the top of the order, and Shoeless Joe Jackson. McJames into his wind in the 2-0 fastball. This one, hard chopper to Robin Yount. Robin Yount with a hard peg to Kluszewski, making a great play. Yount had to backhand that bullet. So excellent glove work there by the Wild Things shortstop. And we're back at the top of the order now in Shoeless Joe. So Shoeless Joe was hit by a pitch by McJames. McJames has yet to strike out a batter, but has walked 5. However, managing to hold the Coyotes right now to 3 runs somehow and only 3 hits. McJames deals the 3-1 to Jackson, and here we go. This is free pass number 6. So Shoeless Joe Jackson aboard. Have a quick look at his card. There he is, wearing his Cleveland livery. Of course, having a great career with the Cleveland Naps, as well as, or would have, the Chicago White Sox. Jackson, of course, the 3rd highest batting average in baseball history, and what might have been had he not fallen to the wiles of greedy people. I am of the school that believes Shoeless Joe should be in the Hall of Fame, but I guess that's a debate that's been raging on ever since the Hall of Fame was established. I think he'll get it in, but I think he'll get in, but I don't think any of us living will see Shoeless Joe Jackson's induction. Jackson, good speed off first. McJames checks the runner, Fred Dunlap. There goes Shoeless Joe. Mauer up gunning, and Shoeless Joe Jackson has stolen base number 2. So here we go now. The Coyotes down 4-3, but they have the tying run in scoring position. Fred Dunlap 1 for 2. Back in the box, and the 0-1 to Dunlap. Curveball, and Fred Dunlap swing and a miss on that curve. So 2 down. So can Barry Bonds put a number up here, or will the Wild Things be able to hold on to the lead? So Bonds with a single, an RBI single, scoring Fred Dunlap, and then grounded to first in the second. James with a 1-2 fastball. Bonds lines this one. Oh, great play by Ted Kluszewski at first. So nothing across, and we go to the top of the 5th. It's the Wild Things 4, the Coyotes 3. Thurman Munson, Robin Yount, and Joe Mauer. John DFW coming in to hang out. Thank you, Clinton, very much for that. Very nice. Here, Robbie, let me fix that for you, Robbie. That's how you spell it. Because if you eat Thai food, that's the necktie. Even those of us that read comic books know that. All right, anyhow, Thurman Munson, nothing for 1. He will lead it off. So, Robbie, there you go. I don't think you probably have a lot of Thai food restaurants down there. If you do, you should try it. Good food, very good for you. Can be very spicy. Yum, yum, yum. Thurman Munson grounded to short back in the 3rd. Mike Scott delivers the 2-2 to Munson. Long fly ball to left, but Barry Bonds has it measured, brings it down into the glove. Yeah, Thai food, John says, is no good. Thai food is great. Absolutely, yeah. Who's that guy? Who's the guy that wears the bow tie? Oh, damn it. With, is he with, what, I don't know, I forget what bracket, right, but he always wears the bow tie in baseball games. Can't remember his name right now. I'm sure I would be much better to have a good, you know, sambal goreng or pad thai or whatever than a bow tie. Scott deals to Yount, the 0-2. Robin Yount rips through this one. So 2 away, bases empty for Joe Mauer, who is nothing for 2. He is flied out twice. Mike Scott deals. Curveball in the first pitch. Mauer, hard ground ball to second. Dunlap in plenty of time. Could have walked it over to McGuire. to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Still 4-3. So Doc McJames finally does have a strikeout and 6 walks. Mark McGuire 1 for 1. He has walked and singled. McJames with a 3-1 to McGuire. This fastball and a fly ball to right field and easily into the glove of Albert Bell. Going back about 3 short paces. 1 up, 1 down for Bryce Harper. Harper has walked twice. McJames deals the 0-2 fastball. Harper sends this one up the middle. Willie Mays gets it in quickly. Jackie Robinson diving for that ball, but right through the Say Hey Kid. Harper aboard, and here's Joe DiMaggio. Harper a conservative leadoff first. McJames checks the runner. And here's the pitch. Harper goes, and Harper is gunned down. So good play there by Joe Mauer. And Joe now batting with the bases empty and 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th. McJames deals the 1-0. DiMaggio swings. Lazy fly ball to center field. Even though it says great play, it would be for anybody else. Willie Mays making it routine. Top of the 6th, the score remains the same. It is 4-3. Game moving on at a nice clip. We're at 42 minutes. Albert Bell, nothing for 2. Flied out and struck out. Mike Scott fires it in. Bell swinging and missing on the fastball. It was a half-hearted attempt by Albert Bell. Strikeout number 4 for Mike Scott in the ball game. And here's the big clue. Line to center and walked. Absolutely. Ken Rosenthal. Thank you, John DFW. Absolutely. All right. As Mike Scott fires it in, the 0-2 delivery to Kluszewski. Oh, Kluszewski just absolutely knocks this one for a bunch of 5s. Didn't even have time to call it. 330 feet. Harper up against the wall, but trying to chase after that. He's going to stay in the game. He's limping around a little bit out there. Trainer says he is fine. And now for the first time, there's more than a 1-run lead in this game. So the Wild Things now with a 5-3 lead. And here is Heavy Johnson. Mike Scott with the 1-0. Heavy Johnson. Fly ball to center. DiMaggio coming in. And camps under it and makes the catch. 2 away. Jackie Robinson, nothing for 2. As a Jackie Robinson fan, I don't have any horse in this race, this particular game, or even with my own team. I just love to see Jackie start to heat up here a bit more. Playing a little bit below what is advertised on the tin. Mike Scott deals. Change up to Jackie. Long fly ball to right, but Harper back a few paces. He will make the catch. So 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. Kluszewski hit a laser shot out of here. A lot of home runs in this game thus far. 5.5 in the books here in Detroit. It's Cleveland 5 and Detroit 3. As Johnny Bench will try to get it going here against Doc McJames. McJames somehow walking 6 batters, only striking out 1. The Coyotes managing 4 hits, just 3 runs off of him. So, just, I guess, a mark of great defense, ball placement, whatever you want to call it. But McJames not getting shelled here. Deals. Full count to Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench, fly ball to left. This one high. This one deep. And Albert Bell gets it back in the furthest corner in left field here for the out. So big, loud out by Johnny Bench. 1 away for third baseman Felton Snow. Grounded into a double play. Doc McJames with the 1-2 fastball. This one, high fly ball to left. It's up, it's gone. Unbelievable. Here we go, another home run in this game. We have a verified slugfest. Felton Snow picking up his 2nd home run of the year. This one 350 feet. And the Coyotes are back to within 1. It's 5-4. Whew, we should take some bets on what the final score of this game is going to be. The way I'm looking at it right now, I'm thinking 8-7. All right, infield into the corners for Dave Concepcion, who's 0 for 2. Grounded short his last time up. McJames deals the 1-2 to Concepcion. Fastball, this one a comeback to McJames. Quick toss onto Ted Kluszewski. 2 away, and Joe Jackson back up there now. Crazy, crazy game. McJames deals 0-2 now. Change up to Jackson, and this one a big swing and a miss, and that ends the inning. But a run on a home run, 1 hit, no errors. Felton Snow going yard. We've played 6, and it's the Wild Things 5, the Coyotes 4. Willie Mays, he is 2 for 2, a solo homer and a 2-run shot for the Say Hey kid. So Willie's thinking, I want Mike Scott to be pitching in every game that I play, at least at this point. Mike Scott looking strong out there. He is at 96 pitches. We are paying attention to pitch count, unlike the Ned McGreevy League. Scott good for about 125. Here is the delivery, the 0-2 to Willie Mays, changeup, and Willie swings and misses. He was looking for the trifecta, and in fact was so far out in front of that pitch that I don't even think it was anywhere near the plate. So Willie getting a little overeager there. 1 down for Ken Boyer. Struck out back in the 4th. Boyer 0 for 2. Here's the 0-1 curveball to Boyer. Boyer, routine ground ball to Concepcion at short, who tosses it on to Mark McGuire. 2 up, 2 down. Thurman Munson, nothing for 2. Munson, fly to deep left back in the 5th. Mike Scott with the 0-2 fastball. And this one, strike 3 called. Middle of the 7th. The Wild Things 5 and the Coyotes 4. All right, back to game action here now in the bottom of the 7th inning, and it will be Fred Dunlap, Barry Bonds, and Mark McGuire. Still can't get used to this DH thing. Whoa, it's so weird. All right, McJames fires it in. The 1-1 pitch now. Fastball, and Dunlap smacks this one hard down the left field line. Albert Bell giving chase. Dunlap going for 2. Bell playing the carom. Gets it in quickly. And Dunlap with a leadoff double. And here's Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds with an RBI single way back in the 1st. 1 for 3 for the all-time home run king. Had to spit that one out a little bit. McJames deals to Bonds, and they're going to intentionally walk Barry Bonds to get to Mark McGuire. So McGuire has managed only an infield single off of McJames. McJames, he's good for about 16 more pitches. So both pitchers running out of gas. McJames deals the 1-2 to McGuire. Curveball, and this one painting the black on the outside part of the plate. So Doc McJames picking up his 3rd whiff of the game. So 1 away. Dunlap at 2nd. Bonds at 1st for Bryce Harper, who is 1 for 1. He's walked twice and singled. The lefty stands in. Mauer sets. Payoff pitch to Bryce Harper. Curveball. And this one painting the outside corner. So Doc McJames, it seems that like when runners are on, that's when he's bearing down. 4th strikeout for McJames. And here's Joe DiMaggio, the Yankee Clipper, is nothing for 2. And walked in the 3rd. Mauer out to have a quick word. with Doc now back behind the dish. And McJames walks his 8th batter. Here we go. Bases loaded. And Johnny Bench, 0 for 3. His last time up, a very, very loud out. McJames now at his threshold, actually 3 over. We'll see what Cleveland decides to do here. Mauer out to chat with Doc. The 0-2 2-out pitch coming. Fastball to Bench. Bench liner right to Robin Yount. And Detroit leaves him loaded. We go to the 8th. Wild Things 5 and the Coyotes 4. As Robin Yount leads it off here. Yount with a home run in this game. He is 1 for 2 and a walk. Mike Scott sets and fires the leg kick and the delivery. Fastball. Comebacker to Scott coming off the bump on to Mark McGuire to retire the shortstop. Out number 1 as Joe Mauer comes to plate. Struggling this year. Mauer 0 for 3. His batting average at 146. As Mike Scott toes the rubber. And the 0-2 curveball. Mauer sends this one to center field. DiMaggio, Harper converging on it. This one off the wall. Mauer going for 3. The strong throw by the Yankee Clipper. And let's see. We're going to score this one. They're going to score a triple. No, they're going to score a double and an error. Yes, they are. That's good. It looks like an error on DiMaggio. Let's look and see. So ball gets past DiMaggio. Interesting choice by the scorer. I don't know that I would have scored that one an error, but there it is. And the Wild Things will take it, and here's Albert Bell. So potential run number 6, just 90 feet away for Cleveland. Albert Bell has struck out twice and flied out. Scott from the stretch in the 1-1. They're going to intentionally walk Albert Bell to go to Ted Kluszewski, who in the 5th hit a solo shot, making it Cleveland 5, Detroit 3. And waiting on deck is Heavy Johnson. So Klue standing in there. Bench sets the target. Scott deals. Bench out to briefly speak to Mike Scott. Here's the 2-1. Fastball. Albert Bell was moving on the pitch. Concepcion to Dunlap, but Albert Bell takes him out on the hard slide. Big Klue aboard. So 2 away for Heavy Johnson, who's 1 for 2 in the game. Doubled back in the 2nd. Cleveland with a 6-4 lead. And I need to see what the hell happened there. Kluszewski ground to short, forcing Bell at 2nd, scoring Joe Mauer. Okay, got it. Sometimes things happen a little quickly. Mike Scott delivers to Heavy Johnson. And base hit to right. This is going to be extra bases. Kluszewski rounding 3rd. He will come home to score. And Heavy Johnson picking up his 4th double. Clinton Park says, night guys, just not into it tonight. Personal matter, sort of. All right, Clinton, hope it gets sorted. Thank you for stopping in the ballpark. Take care, my friend. All right, the professor going through the turnstiles. And here's Jackie Robinson, who is 0 for 3. 7-4 Wild Things lead now. Mike Scott will be replaced by Reb Russell. We'll look at his numbers in a minute. Robinson base hit to left. Bonds up with it. Johnson around 3rd. And they're going to send Johnson home. And now Cleveland pulling away. It is 8-4. Let's look at Reb Russell's numbers on the year. 1 win, no losses. 1 save, 5 innings pitched. 3 hits. A walk, no strikeouts. A whip, though, of 800. And teams just hitting 167 against Reb Russell. And there he is in a bigger picture of him in your screen over here. And here's Willie Mays. Willie Mays in line to be the MVP of this game. The line on these teams thus far: the Wild Things 8-8-0, the Coyotes 4-6-1. Coyotes have stranded 9 runners. They've left them loaded twice. The Wild Things only one. Russell deals the 1-1. Long fly ball by Willie Mays. This one high, this one deep, this one off the wall. Jackie's going to come home to score. Willie Mays picks up his 6th double, an RBI, and it's now 9-4. Holy moly. All right, so Reb Russell getting rocked here by the Wild Things here in the top of the 8th. 4 runs in, and this is 2 outs. Mays at second, and here's Ken Boyer. Ken Boyer wanting to get on the hit parade here, wearing the collar. We haven't said that in a while, have we, cousin? Reb Russell deals the 1-0. Boyer swings, chopping ground ball to third. Felton Snow up with it and fires it across to Mark McGuire. Inning over, but 4 runs, 4 hits, 1 error after 7.5. It's Cleveland 9 and Detroit nothing. So McJames with a 5-run lead. I have to leave this up to the AI. All right, Felton Snow 1 for 2. He's got a homer in this game. That was back in the 6th. McJames deals the 1-0. Fastball, base hit, left field. Albert Bell up with it. And we have us. We have us. A pinch runner, Hank Aaron. Very deep, very deep bench here, or very deep ball. I mean, Aaron being used as a pinch hitter. The man with the 2nd most home runs in the major leagues is a pinch hitter on the Detroit Coyotes squad. How about that? McJames to deal to Concepcion now. Hank Aaron with just 8 steals last season. McJames brings it the 2-0 to Concepcion. Fastball, base hit into left. Aaron will hold at second. So Hank Aaron at second, Concepcion at first, and McJames to face Shoeless Joe. Right? He pinch hit. Yeah, it happened really quick. Thank you. I see that now. He's a pinch hitter. So when it makes a move, it does it so quickly. Whereas out of the park baseball tells you substitution. I know there's a way you can set that up in here, but to be honest with you, I forgot. All right, here we go. Well, can we go away? There we are. So welcome in again, Dan. And Dan, this is your 3rd trip in here. So what I do for folks is this. I'm going to add you as a standard moderator so you can take out any rubbish that comes in, but more importantly, if you're doing any sort of baseball games, you want to talk baseball, provide links for guys to look to, you now have a moderator. So when you type again, you'll see a wrench beside your name. Thank you. Little thing I like to do for folks that keep showing up to games, and I do appreciate it. All right, Shoeless Joe bats with 2 on and nobody out. How long Cleveland will stay with McJames is anybody's guess. McJames deals. Jackson swings. Number to third, Ken Boyer coming in on that ball, but that's going to be an infield single. And the AI not making any move here at all. Oh, you're most welcome, Dan. And I really don't want to start the habit of managing for another team. So McJames is going to stay in with a 5-run lead. So Detroit has loaded him twice and been turned away. Here we are again, and nobody out. Somehow McJames keeps getting out of it. Fred Dunlap is 2 for 4. No place to put him, of course. Hank Aaron at third, Concepcion at second, Joe Jackson at first. And Dan, thanks again for calling my attention. That happened so quickly. I saw Aaron at first and just thinking pinch runner. McJames deals. Maurer out to have a quick word. Back behind the dish. The 1-1. Curveball, and this time Detroit's going to capitalize. Dunlap at least has a double out of this. Hank Aaron scores. Concepcion rounding third, and he will score. Johnson's throw into second. The tag by Robin Yount. And yes, we're going to allow Dick Raditz to pitch. Absolutely, we're going to allow him to pitch. So finally, a relief pitcher for the Wild Things as the Coyotes score here 2 in the bottom of the 8th. Still nobody out. The line for Raditz in the season, a lofty 13.50 earned run average. He's only worked 2/3 of an inning. Gave up a home run, the only hit he gave up. 2 strikeouts, a whip of 1.500. So not looking like a terribly deep bullpen here for Cleveland. All right, so Shoeless Joe in scoring position, as is Fred Dunlap. Jackson at third, Dunlap at second. For Barry Bonds, 1 for 3. Dan Burke says one of the things that Dave needs to fix in the game, at least give you a heads up when the change happens, kind of like the pitching change there. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because the pinch hitter thing throws me off all the time. And especially if I'm doing it doesn't matter if I'm playing offline, but if I'm doing this, I like to say, yeah, and here's what so-and-so did. Still love this game, though. Love it, love it, love it. Raditz steals. 3-2 pitch to Barry Bonds, and here we go again. So Dick Raditz comes in and walks Barry Bonds, and here's Mark McGwire. Mark McGwire with 5 home runs in the season. McGwire 1 for 3 today, and that was just an infield single back in the 3rd. Dick Raditz from the stretch. McGwire. Oh, and we got a throw down, and what a throw by Joe Mauer as Bonds off the bag a little bit. And Mauer catches him napping, so big out, but 1 down. Runner still in scoring position. Waiting on deck, Bryce Harper. First base is open. I'd be surprised if Dick Raditz would actually walk McGwire, but let's see what happens. Nope. Pitches to McGwire, fastball. This one in foul territory, left-hand side. Albert Bell giving chase. He will not get to it. Count even on McGwire at 1-1. I'm sorry, count 1-1 on McGwire. Fastball. Base hit up the middle. Shoeless Joe's going to score. Fred Dunlap will come around and score. And it's a 2 RBI clean single for Mark McGwire. And it is 9-8. So the Coyotes answer with 4 of their own here in the bottom of the 8th. Whew, Action PC is an awesome game. It absolutely is. All right, infield guarding the lines. How long will Cleveland stay with Dick Raditz? We will see as Bryce Harper steps in. Each manager in his team has submitted a manager file, so not really sure how Todd B has it set up for when to give relievers the hook, or even starters for that matter. Harper is 1 for 2. He's walked twice. Struck out, and a single. Raditz deals. Full count on Bryce Harper. Curveball misses outside. And it continues. The Wild Things at one point, baseball fans, holding a commanding 9-4 lead, now holding on to a paper-thin 9-8 lead. Pitching falling apart big time here. Mauer sets the target. Dick Raditz to deliver to Joe, who is nothing for 2. 3-2 pitch to DiMaggio. Here it comes. And DiMaggio looks at ball 4, high and inside. And now Cleveland having to play the infield in to try to cut off the run at the plate. Facing Johnny Bench. Bench, nothing for 4. Raditz from the stretch. Full count on Johnny Bench. And Johnny Bench looks at a called strike 3. What a big pitch there by Dick Raditz. He's got to stop the bleeding right here and give Cleveland a chance in the ninth to cushion its lead, but he's got to get past Hank Aaron. And I do not envy Mr. Raditz. So Hank Aaron's numbers right now in the season, just 125 with a run scored. So Aaron not getting a lot of playing time, not in the primary lineup for the Detroit Coyotes. The season from which Hank was selected was the year he hit 39 home runs and a 355 average. But yet a deep, deep, deep lineup that you can have Hank Aaron sitting on the bench. Amazing. So Mark McGuire at third, Bryce Harper at second, Joe DiMaggio at first, Raditz ready to fire. The 1-0 to Hank Aaron. Fastball. Aaron lines this one to center. Willie Mays has it on the hop. And coming in to score is Mark McGuire. Aaron picking up the RBI. And also coming in to score is Harper. There was a little bit of a slide to see, or a little bit of a delay to see whether Mays actually got the ball, but it looked like it may have two-hopped Mays. Nonetheless, the Coyotes now leading 10-9, plating 6 here in the bottom of the 8th. Whew. 19 runs in this game, 21 hits. The Coyotes finally just coming alive here in a devastating way if you're a fan of the Cleveland Wild Things. They might as well bring in Charlie Sheen at this point. Concepcion 1 for 4. Now we're out to have a word with Raditz. Here is 3-2 pitch, Dave Concepcion. And chopper to third. Ken Boyer will go to Jackie Robinson. And the carnage over in the 8th. But 6 runs on 6 hits, no errors. We go to the 9th, and the Wild Things down 10-9. Bottom of their order, well, starting at the bottom of the order, Thurman Munson, and back around the top, Robin Yount and Joe Mauer. What a game, what a game, what a game. In fact, we're going to go to pitch mode. I love to do pitch mode, and we need a third baseman. And, where do they have? So Hank Aaron can play third, and I'm guessing Steve, well, I hate this. So Jethro is the highest rated one. Let's see, when does Aaron come up in the order? Way down there. No, I think we're going to bring Sam Jethro in to play third. A little bit better defense. Only slightly better, though. Aaron would take more of a hit playing out of position, I think, so. All right, so we're going to do pitch mode on this one. It'll give me some practice for doing MLB The Show games on here, because those are pitch by pitch. And I haven't done a pitch by pitch game in, I think, about a year, a full game. All right, bench with the sign for Russell. So Munson just needing to just get a safe hit, just to get aboard, not try to swing for the fences. Reb Russell deals to Thurman Munson, and Munson swings, gets a little piece of it. This one off the catcher's mask. This one foul, so the count 0-1 on Munson. If you notice down here, very rarely people play pitch by pitch, but it will keep a running like pitch sequence down here at the very bottom of the screen. Russell now tosses aside the rosin bag, peers in, has the sign from Johnny Bench, the wind in the 0-1, and swing and a miss, strike 2. Munson looking like he's trying to swing for the fences and tie this one up in one swing of the bat. 0-2 now coming to Thurman Munson. Curveball. Munson swings, long fly ball to left in foul territory. This one will get out of play on the left-hand side. Munson stays alive. 0-2 now from Reb Russell. And this one outside low, ball 1. Bench tossing the ball back to Reb Russell. So the 1-2 now to Thurman Munson. This one swung on. Fred Dunlap ranging to his right, fires on to Mark McGuire for out number 1 here in the top of the 9th. Back at the top of the order, and Robin Yount, the very first hit in this ball game was a home run by Robin Yount. Reb Russell rubbing up the ball. Winds and deals. Fastball to Yount. This one inside, ball 1. Robin Yount steps out, takes a couple practice cuts, back into the box. Bench set, Russell deals the 1-0. Fastball, base hit left field, so the tying run aboard for the Wild Things. Robin Yount, 14 steals last season, 2 this season. Joe Mauer, 1 for 4. Reb Russell looking to shut it down here, trying to get a double play. Mauer, his last time up, doubled off the wall in right center. The lefty stands in against Russell. Yeah, right? How about it? Cool how the chances of a hit go up and down with the count. Could be a record, Dan, right? Two hits in that inning as a pinch hitter. Could very well be. The other thing that's so cool about this too, that I absolutely love, is let's say I go to Russell. I can look at how he is going to do against any batter on the bench and what have you. So this is really cool. So, you know, let's say if the Black Lou Gehrig Buck Leonard came in, I could just click that and see how Buck Leonard would do against Reb Russell. This is something new in Action PC Baseball, and you could use this in the roster screen and in-game, and this is something that if you are a stat head, you can absolutely get lost in. But yeah, this will keep switching up, and it's situational. Love it. All right, Yount with a considerable lead at first. He represents the tying run. Reb Russell, the southpaw, has the sign from Johnny Bench, and he deals to Joe Mauer, fastball, and this one catching the inside edge. Strike 1, so nice fastball there by Reb Russell on the low end of the velocity side, though. Looks like it was a little cutter. And also the pitch count up here beside the pitcher, and of course you have it up here, looks in the scoreboard up here, if the damn thing would go away, there we go, by the scoreboard. There we go. All right, here's the 0-1. Mauer fouls this one on the right-hand side, went around too early on that one. The count 0-2 now on Joe Mauer. Mauer in the box, Russell ready to deliver. Detroit bench ready. Russell keeping an eye on Yount over there at first. McGuire holding him close. 0-2 pitch. Joe Mauer. Oh, looks at a called strike 3. Big pitch there by Reb Russell. That one could be the game, but he's got to get past Albert Bell. Albert Bell, nothing for 3. He was intentionally walked back in the 8th, so the Wild Things need to get it done now. Once holding a 5-run lead, now find themselves down 10-9. Should they lose this game, they fall to 6-6. The Coyotes will move to 7-3. Staying in bat mode. Yount, good lead off first. Lefty deals. Albert Bell pops this fastball behind the plate. Bench is going to run out of real estate, though. This one will make the seats. The count 0-1 on Albert Bell. Bell in the box. Bench sets. And this fastball missing low. Ball 1. Count 1-1 on the Cleveland left fielder. I don't expect to see any sort of gutsy running play here now by Cleveland. Albert Bell could be the hero right here for Cleveland. Russell with the 1-1. Bell sends this one. Shallow fly ball. Bryce Harper brings it in. And what a heartbreaking defeat for the Cleveland Wild Things. Detroit takes this one 10-9. And boy, do we have a lot to talk about in this game. So let's look at the numbers. Detroit going to 7-3. Cleveland falling to 6-6. The line for the Detroit Coyotes, 10 runs, 12 hits, 1 error. For the Cleveland Wild Things, 9 runs, 10 hits, no errors. For Cleveland, Willie Mays, we were talking about through the game, would have been in line for MVP. He may still get it. Losing teams sometimes do get that MVP. The Say kid goes 3 for 4, 2 home runs, 4 runs batted in. Robin Yount 2 for 4 with a home run. Ted Kluszewski went 1 for 3 with a home run, 2 runs batted in. Felton Snow for the Detroit Coyotes goes 1 and 2 with a dinger. Mark McGuire 2 for 4, 2 runs batted in. Fred Dunlap 3 for 5, 2 runs batted in. Dick Raditz tagged with a loss. He goes to 0 and 1. Reb Russell gets the win and goes to 2 and 0. 4 home runs hit by Cleveland in a losing cause. 1 by Robin Yount, 1 by Ted Kluszewski, and 2 by Willie Mays. 1 home run for Detroit, and they win it, and that shot was by Felton Snow. Let's look at pitching. So for Cleveland, Doc McJames went 7, 10 hits, 8 runs, all earned. Gave up that home run. Walked 8, struck out 4. An ERA of 6.75. Dick Raditz comes in. He's not only tagged with a loss, he also gets the blown save, his first. Worked an inning, 2 runs, both earned, walked 3, struck out 1. So Raditz came in with a 13.50 earned run average, and it balloons to 16.20. All right, so Mike Scott went 7 2/3 for Detroit, 7 hits, 8 runs, all earned. Touched up for 4 homers, walked 3, struck out 6. Just not a good game for Mike Scott. Doesn't get the win. Reb Russell, again, as we said, picked it up. Goes to 2 and 0, 1 1/3 innings work, 1 run, it was earned, and he struck out 1. Miscellaneous, good God. Well, we've already talked about who did what and where and when. Just touch on a few things here. So the MVP actually is Fred Dunlap. Interesting choice, but we'll take it. I really think, though, that Willie Mays, I'm going to give him co-MVP honors. What a brilliant performance by Willie Mays. So left on base, Cleveland strands 3. Detroit strands 11 and still manages to win the game after a 5-run deficit. It was that 8th inning just blown wide open. I think McJames in there too long, and Raditz not enough. Whew. All right, we're going to autoplay the other game on today's slate, and that will do it. So Des Moines 4 and 6. Arlington is 3 and 8. And this could be Cy Young versus Hippo Vaughn. And let's autoplay it to finish 22nd April. And Des Moines edges Arlington 8-7. Let's look at the box score here. All right, so Arlington drops to 3 and 9. Des Moines improves to 5 and 6. Arlington 7 runs, 13 hits, no errors, but Des Moines with 8 runs, 10 hits, no errors. So Arlington bringing some firepower, but I think Arlington, like Mudville, pitching kind of letting them down. So for Des Moines, Harlan Clift, acquired from the St. Louis Browns, 2 for 3, 2 runs batted in. The judge, Frank Robinson, goes 2 for 4 with a home run and 4 runs batted in. Todd Helton, 2 for 3, a double, 2 walks. Cy Young gets the win, goes to 1 and 1. Hippo Vaughn falls to 1 and 2 with the loss. For the Arlington Sharks, Dave Orr goes 3 for 4 with a triple and 2 steals. Benny Koff, 2 for 5 with a home run, 2 runs batted in. And the Rogers Hornsby goes 4 for 5 with a home run. Um, so quite a game there. MVP in the game is Frank Robinson. Harlan Clift with the game-winning RBI. Let's see what we have in terms of steals, which interests me a lot more than home runs. So Dave Orr, Eric Davis, and Carson Bigby for Arlington. So it's all Arlington today. So Dave Orr actually picking up 2 steals. But for those who want to know, home runs, Frank Robinson, Benny Coffer, Rogers Hornsby. So we're going to look at the standings, and then we're going to call this one a night. And I'm going to go watch some MLB The Show, man. So Hawaii now feeling a little bit of heat from Detroit as Hawaii had an off day today, and they're holding on to first place, and they will be playing the Badlands in the next 3 games, the start of the next 3-game series. Hawaii 8 wins, 3 losses. Detroit at 7-3 and a half game back. Jersey 6-4, 1.5 back. Manchester staying above 500, 6 wins, 5 losses, 2 games back. Cleveland, with that heartbreaking loss, goes to 500 ball, and along with North Sound, 2.5 back. Des Moines at 5-6, 3 back. Badlands 3.5 back at 4-6. Mudville at 4-7, 4 back, and Arlington 3-9 and 5.5 games back. Whew. And Cousin Ken's saying, fun game, cousin. There's Christopher Slovic says now for his favorite part of the day. Christopher, so good to see you, my friend. Just absolutely loved the game you called in your Creators Cup and the Out of the Park 24. Glad to see my 1902 Bucks are doing well. In fact, our Pirates seem to be doing pretty well all around those leagues. Guys, check out the Creators Cup. Christopher asking people from different channels and all this throughout the YouTube sports gaming community and elsewhere to submit their 6 favorite teams of all time, and he put them into leagues, and it's massive. It is absolutely massive, this season and tournament, everything that he's doing. And if you really want to get a good broadcasting experience, check out Christopher Slovic's channel. Really, really a lot of fun. Robbie Wartburg says his team is doing bad. Well, mine's not doing much better, pal, let me tell you. So, not happy being 3 games under 500. Hopefully I'll be home sometime when I can manage my team, but I kind of knew this coming in. I've got pretty good offense, but my pitching, I've got Pete Alexander, and then yeah, everybody else. I think I have to revisit my rotation. What's killing me is having Leon Day in my rotation, and I think I need to switch that up. Leon should be playing off the bench as a position player, maybe doing some long relief or something. Got to get him out of the rotation and make sure Cuellar is getting some innings. So while I'm talking to you guys, I'm going to go ahead and post the games for the 22nd up on the Discord so that either Steve or MV can take the next broadcasts in this league. All right. So here we go. Export games. And this is going to be export, 22nd April. April. And that's going to be just these 2 games. Hopefully I don't have to do the other ones. Okay, exported. Now let's move it up here. Upload. I don't know what you guys will think about. I know everybody's really into the Shanks League, which I am too, and I know we'll redraft. I'd like to get some thoughts a bit later down the line about revisiting doing McGreevy Part 2, because I'm loving this. I really, really am, but I'm missing my dead ball in 19th century, to be honest with you. Also, missing that kind of small ball. I mean, all these home runs are fun, but I want to see some hit and runs, runs and hits. I want to see a guy batting third trying to bunt the runner over. So, um, just curious to see whether there might be some interest for a kind of McGreevy again down the line. I know Ken would be happy with it, but see what other folks think anyhow. Let me see. That's the wrong one. Date modified. Date modified. And yeah, this is the 11th of May. I can't believe we are almost in the middle of May. I don't know where the hell the time's going. It's crazy. All right. There it is. No, wait, that's not it. These are so hard to find. Did I export it to the proper place? Nope, apparently not. So let's try this again. This export is weird. I think it's another thing Dave needs to work on. Export games. I have this in the Shanks Bingo League. I think I'm going to have to export every damn game for this to work, which is terrible. 22nd April. And I'm just going to select all, and they can deal with it. This could be a big-ass file, but oh well. Here we go again. Sorry I can't see the chat right now, gents. Alright, let me go up one and back into the Bingo League again. There it is. That's what I want. There we are, there we are, there we are. Oh, I found the first one. Okay, good. And boom. Alright. I hope that's right, because I only did 2 games. Alright. Nice. Alright, Cousin is about agreeing with McGreevy. Good. Dr. Beatles for president. Brad, good to see you, man. The Ken Castro League is doing well. It is doing well. We're waiting for Ken to be able to hang out so that we can do another game in the Ken Castro tournament. We've got some barn burners going on there, and then the idea is at the end of all that, all of those players will be released into a new Ned McGreevy pool. So we'll see some different players, and it can still run along with however many iterations of Howie Shanks that we're going to do. But my heart is so much more in 19th century and dead ball baseball. So, yep. So, Christopher's saying to Cousin Ken that his Phillies and A's are tied in the standings in the Creator Cup Series. It'd be so fun, Christopher, some night when you come in here. I know for you it's daytime. That we can just all come over to your broadcast then when we're here, and just catch some good Christopher Slovic baseball. So hopefully that can be a reality at some point. Would love it. Anybody that hasn't played MLB The Show, um, get it. And you don't have to play it as a Twitch game. It's 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 amazing. It's amazing. Does it have the depth, maybe and freedom of this and Out of the Park? Not quite, but it's a damn fine game. You can manage. You can just spectate, call games, whatever you want. There's tons of great, all kinds of different files out there for it. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And you don't have to take my word for it. Watch Legend Sports Universe, what he's doing with MLB The Show. I just want to do a couple games on here, so get it. It's really really worth it. I haven't even installed MLB 23 because there's just more cool stuff right now on 22. So something to think about. All right. So Christopher says if we're still in virtual school next week, he says over there, we can do it. I think that'd be awesome for everybody to come over to your channel after this one and do it. So that being said, Christopher, I do hope things calm down over there in Pakistan. But yeah, cousin Ken says nothing like McGreevy. I agree. I mean, this is fun. This is fun, but just missing the Ned McGreevy League. And we do it up right this time at least because it'll just be so easy to because all those players in there, um, and we'll add in a few teams that we had to take out and create a nice draft pool because we know how to do it this time properly. So that'll be coming up. That'll be coming up. Maybe Ken, what we'll do is if there's no more progress made on the Negro League thing, which would have been nice to do, um, we'll definitely do McGreevy, probably maybe McGreevy 2.0 even sometime maybe in July. I think would be fun. Um, I was really, really surprised, I know as you were, at how well the community accepted dead ball in 19th century baseball. I mean, I'm not about getting huge amount of subscribers, but most of the new subscribers I got was from this brainchild that was yours, the Ned McGreevy League. So yeah, so let's think about July. We got to get the KCCL over with by then, certainly. But let's just do it all over again and have some fun. And Ned, I've still got that image of Ned on my desktop, so he's got a shillelagh ready. All right. Guys, I appreciate you. I don't have to be at work till 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, so I'm going to get in a game tomorrow unless Steve and MV do a game. But if they do a Shanks game, I'm going to do something on, an out-of-the-park baseball or something because I'm just having great fun with that as well. Oh, Ned hasn't gone anywhere, bud. He's just waiting that he will be back. He will be back. And I like it. I mean, this is a nice little compromise, this league, and it is fun. I do like it. But I think this game that we saw, which was fun, this 10-9 win, but it makes me miss, and you kind of like put the crowning achievement on it, the way you were managing down the stretch at the end of the last McGreevy. I miss the double steals and the just I miss small ball. I mean, that's where my heart is, just like yours, cousin. And having 7 errors a game and stuff like that, and saying those names that I love to say, one after the other, Waddell and Mathewson and Plank and Mike Kelly, Cap Anson, Slide and Billy Hamilton, who we know how to fix this time. So, yeah, let's just maybe plan for July. Why not? I can be like Robbie and have two projects going at the same time. Because this isn't my own project. This is everybody's. So I actually have no project going on right now. So why not McGreevy? Yeah, it really is. It's just, and again, I mean, a lot of those players are in there, but again, not a lot of dead ball years were drawn overall. So um, again, it's awesome. Having Frank Robinson and uh, Ernie Banks, Willie Mays, Ted Williams, whatever, Pete Rose. But I just I want to go back to 1880 to 1919. I love being there. And it's the only channel that does that. So um, and I like the fact that we can provide that little niche, if you will. So anyhow, enough of that for me. Robbie Wartburg, what are you doing these days? You ever planning on broadcasting a baseball for Windows again or something? In fact, I might do after this. Put on, if anybody wants to come back, I might just listen to a baseball for Windows game as I have a biographical encyclopedia of Negro Leagues that I just picked up. Maybe I'll read through that and listen to an Ernie game. So there will be baseball for Windows unless Robbie Wartburg's going to do, or Aaron Reed will do a broadcast. So give them a minute to see if they're still here. And then I'll do my thank yous and we'll get out of here. I'll do the 10-second wait here because I don't want to broadcast on top of anybody. No game from Robbie tonight. All right. And I'm guessing, looking at the viewership, we're not going to probably get a lot of Ernie Harwell either, but that's fine. I want to hear some baseball. So for those of you that want, Baseball for Windows coming up in a little bit. And I want to thank everybody. So Robbie Wartburg, to the heart and soul of this channel, Cousin Ken Castro, to my good friend Christopher Slovic, buddy, June is coming up. Hope to meet you in the Berg. To Brad Church, who we don't see enough, John DFW, Dan Burke, our new moderator. Thank you, Dan, for coming in again. Clinton Parks, who hung out for a while. Mr. Wrestling 2, thanks, buddy. I will get to the Don Brov tutorial. To the great Aaron Reed, we got to get him on to do some color sometime. And we shall. And that's it. So small chat but active tonight. And that's it. Until next time, see you guys around the batting cage. And thank you, each and every one of you. And those who just watched and didn't even say hi. Thank you. We have a good community here. And, as something that Dave Gardner was talking about, one of his own broadcasts a few nights ago that we've been talking about here. And we've created not only community, but I think family. And so, to each and every one of you, see you around the batting cage, and thank you.